Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jason, and my group mates will discuss two cases. The first one is the exclusion clause, which Hilda and
Indira.
Indy would discuss, and then ours is the activities of directors, which the women and myself will discuss. So, Inda.
Oh, well, about exclusion clauses, we all know that they are terms of the contract that seek to dismiss the right of certain parties. We would say how the law let this happen. Well, Australian courts tolerate to certain point these exclusion clauses because the doctrine of freedom of contract. Specifically in our case, we saw how the FECOT signatures on the contract, and by doing so, I mean signing the contract, the parties have understood and accept all the terms, irrespectively if they have read it or not. We also saw how these exclusive clauses may be non-enforceable if there was fraud or misrepresentation. Also, because in contract law we are talking about rights and interests, any act or omission by one of the parties would result in causing damage to the other one, which is known in law as a negligence. To succeed in a negligent action, we have to prove that there was a duty of care, a breach in the duty of care, and damage caused to this party. However, in our case, we conclude that suing the defendant might result unsuccessfully because at the end, the plaintiff just breached a statute law that was transported going in a bus without wearing seatbelt.
Okay. I'm going to talk about the implied terms. Implied terms are terms which are not communicated or communicated, spoken orally or written, but known by both seller and consumer. One of them is consumer guarantee, where it says that the seller needs to provide good quality good and service. So if it's not meet the quality of the goods not meet with the consumer guarantee, then the seller has to compensate the consumer or change the goods, and then
In our case, we looked at the activities of directors in the company that we analyzed, and from the Australian law, we have 5 important duties that directors are meant to uphold. They have to have duty of care and diligence, duty of acting in good faith, use of position, and use of information. So from the case study, the financial manager didn't review the financial records, and that by not doing so, breached the care and diligence of the company. And also, in terms of one of the directors also employed his brother due to self-confidence. So in order for someone to be a director of the company, he has to have an input. So his input was not stated there, and that also breaches the use of position as well. And then finally, the directors of the company didn't disclose personal interest because one of the directors offered a contract to the brother, knowing so that their company hasn't been profitable in a long term. So he, by his power, bullied that agreement with his brother.
All right, in conclusion, from our case, it can be concluded that the company directors acted very ineffectively and they were all incompetent. For example, for one of the directors, he exhibited a huge amount of negligence by not reading the present and the past financial statement. That's a grievous offense in Australia. That's a grievous offense in Australia statutory law. And another director misled another company, though he used his position to take advantage commercially that is favorable to his company, but the intention was not good. That means he acted without a proper purpose. That's another offense and another breach in Australia's statutory law. And finally, all the directors didn't act well because they couldn't resolve the conflicts within the organization, and that's a very, very bad. It portrays a very bad image for the company. So, in conclusion, it could be concluded that the directors significantly breached and did not satisfy the statutory and common law of Australia. Thank you.
Thank you.